Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks. And gentlemen, just to remind you that it's Valentine's Day, well, here in Australia anyway, so tomorrow don't go out doing each other and raising the standards and making it harder for us other guys. Alrighty, now I'm going to start with Apple in our shares from here on in because I've been doing these stocks, the US stocks now for, I don't know, a year, maybe. I'm not quite sure. But I'm noticing that, Apple seems to be really the apple of the eye for the sort of whole market in a way. So, I just wanted to sort of mention that, and then we can all kind of keep an eye on it, because obviously we have to kind of prove things to ourselves. So, like, I think the S&P 500 is also taking the same pattern as this as well. And I think that the other stocks are doing much the same. Of course, they're all doing they all may have different counts, but on an intraday basis, they're kind of going in the same pattern. So anyway, I just wanted to put that on the table and we can explore that for ourselves. But yeah, I think that it could be as simple as that. So if we really get a good grip on Apple with its wave count, we'll see how the rest of the market moves. And that means indices and other stocks as well. Now, obviously, as I just mentioned, other stocks are, there's stocks that are way out of the loop, like Meta platforms at the moment, and Square and some of those other ones. But yeah, look, I think it's worth just mentioning, and we'll just keep an eye on it, and I'll just keep chatting about it, because if that's the case, then it's just going to make analysing the markets a whole lot easier, especially for me when I'm looking at lots of different stocks, so to speak. So anyway, look, our plan for Apple, or our analysis for Apple rather, has always been that we wanted to move down to 160. It dropped down further than that. We were just counting 5 waves down here, so that's cool. Targets are okay, but always counting the waves is better. And then we've just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. I was expecting it to go a little bit further, but the Feds came in and made a few comments about things, so it didn't quite go as high as I wanted it to. I was expecting it to, rather, but it made that high, and we've got that wave 1 there. So now we've got this ABC pattern here. So yeah, I just feel that I think we're quite close to the low here, by the way. So we'll have a bit of a B wave rally and then down for a wave C for that. Let's go in and have a look. Well, we tick chart. 100 ticks Monday morning, get the old brain going. Bring in a bit more data here, maybe 2's enough. So yeah, we still got our little 5 waves up here. I thought I was going to get one more little wave, and I'd like to probably include that, and that sort of made it a little bit tricky. But apart from that, what I was just sort of thinking generally is that we're going to be looking at some sort of little ABC pattern here, and then down for the C wave here, and probably on the 165, that's the 50% and 61.8%, but we'll just count the 5 waves down. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and as I mentioned, I think that's what the S&P is going to do as well. But the S&P is going to be a little bit different. If we can just have a quick look at that for a moment. Is it this one? This one. So I know that, I've just counted this differently as well now, and I know that we could count this here as an A, B, and C here, and having wave 2 here, and we can count a nice 5 waves down here and a nice 5 waves down here, and it's finished here, and we can just go straight up from that point. And we'll keep an eye on that, of course, but I think that we could get trapped in this situation up here and then get this other wave down here. So it's good that we're following the Apple count, because this is what the Apple count will be doing. So because normally I'll just go, well, that's the A, the B, and the C, and let's go, you know. But I just think that there could be another little dog leg in this situation. So anyway, it's just something to be aware of, and we're just, like I said, we're just, you know, I'm just sharing something, and we're just going to monitor it. And I may be right and I may be wrong, but let's just let's just keep an eye on it, shall we? So coming back to Apple here, yeah, we're just getting this little dogleg ABC pattern here, and then down again. And then we'll move up from that point. So if I do, you know, one of the things that I do, if I take the high here and the low here, and let's just assume for a moment that the markets do go up, okay? If we get 5 waves to the 61.8%, well, then we'll be bullish and we'll buy the pullback. But if we get 3 waves to the 172 or the, you know, thereabouts, then we'll know. Okay. Alrighty, so let's just cruise on. And so with that in mind, that little dog leg I'm talking about, and this is Google here now, just on 100 ticks. So we'll probably see this here too. So we'll probably, it doesn't look like it's finished this little move here, but it doesn't matter. We're going to pick it up down here. So there could be another low here, and then the bounce here, or straight up for the bounce, and so on. I mean, if we got support on 2.8, well, then we'll look to go long at that point. But I just think we need to just let these things finish off, and probably, you know, midweek, we can start building long trades. Amazon, the same thing as well. I haven't pulled this apart this morning, but I'm thinking much the same thing. Of course, if the top comes out here, then we'll look to go long at that point. But I think there's also a little dog leg in this thing too here before we go up. So we'll be looking to pick it up into this space here, but also looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, and some sort of ABC pattern here for this. Okay, so we're not there yet. This should be pulled to the closest largest number, the 3 here. So there's not a lot to do really. Just be careful if you're going long. You know, if you see Monday being positive, then just be a bit careful about that. Just keep it really short term. Meta platforms. So yeah, I just think it's going to also be pulled down to the 200 and probably below that as well. But we can just go in and have a look at it. Where are we? 100 ticks. So we're looking for a wave 4. So I'm going to call that wave 4 in. It may not be there just yet, but it doesn't matter. The other point is that we may get something like this to come down as well. But we're not interested in this just yet. We will be interested in it when it dips down below the 200 and then comes back up and finds it as support, and then we can move in from it that way. I don't think, from my minimal research, and obviously that's debatable, it's not my specialty, but I don't think that Meta is going to rule the metaverse, so to speak. From what I can see out there is that Microsoft is leaps and bounds ahead of Facebook entering the metaverse. I mean, all that Facebook or metaverse has got is the Oculus, but you know, they don't have any games or anything else in that sort of space. So I don't think, I would rather put my money on Microsoft, to be honest, in as far as I can see so far, in terms of the metaverse, if you're thinking of that. And of course there's a whole lot of other smaller companies that are going to be gobbled up along the way. So, you know, researching those and finding those would be good. But as far as this goes, I think that we're down, still further down in this. So Microsoft as well. So Microsoft is in the Google Apple bunch there, and we're looking for, well, up for wave 1, and it's been a bit of a rough ride for this, and looking back for wave 2 here. So let's go in and have a look, and also keep in mind what Apple's doing in that case. So not a lot of change here. I'm still looking at wave 1 here with an A wave and a B wave here. And then instead of the ABC pattern here, we'll be looking for a bit more of a complicated 4th wave here, so to speak, and then a 5th wave down, and then we can move up. So look, the thing here is that I wouldn't really be interested unless the 300 became the tested support anyway for this, you know. So look, this might be one of the leading stocks. It might lead in front of Apple a little bit, or neck and neck or something like that. But yeah, we just need it to have a nice support up here. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on the Apple count. And it's the same old story really, isn't it? Because there's either nothing to trade or there's everything to trade. So I just think that we can expect a rally Monday and Tuesday. Be a bit choppy, I think, but any day trading you're doing in that, just keep it, you know, make sure that you've got your eyes open. Okay, Tesla. So also with Tesla, the same thing going here as well. I've always known there's a possibility we can make a new low here, because we could look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down to here, with wave 1 here looking for 5 waves from B to C down here, and that would be wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, a 4th wave here, and then down for the 5th wave. So that's always been there. I've just been looking for setups on the long side here. So once again, we can just expect a little dog leg in here, and then and then a move up from that point. And we've got the nice number here, 900, to look to build long on there. So we'll be looking to buy new highs, so we won't get trapped, just in case there is another move down at that point. So let's just go in and have a look at that on the tick chart. So once again, sort of like Apple, we're going to be looking at a wave 4 here and then a wave 5 instead of an ABC. We're looking at wave 4 and wave 5. How complicated that gets, I'm not too sure, but we've got time to look at all of that. It's hit the 61.8%. If we've made, you know, any sort of mistakes here, then we'll be looking for a classic trading level pattern sitting on that 900 anyway. If that's 900, we'll have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC. So, you know, even if it pops up here, it doesn't mean that we're going to buy it at that point. We need to go, it needs to go through a process. It needs to fit our model of a trade setup, and then we can go in at that point. So yeah, once again, I kind of hit the target where we would expect it to hit at 61.8%. It could come lower at the 78.6, but let's just see how this plays out here for this. So yeah, anyway, that's not ready just yet for that. I mean, you could buy on the low there, but you'd be holding it for a little while. And then we move into Square. So with Square, we kind of got to go into the, you know, the Shopifys and the PayPals of the world and all of that. So there's a different bunch there. You know, I had counted down as an A and a B and a C wave down through to here, and maybe that is the low, but we've been bopping along here for a little while. And possibly it is the low, and we do have a little impulse wave to the upside. But even if we, you know, even this move here, we could look at it as wave 1, or we could look at it as an A wave and a B wave back, and we could get one more move up, and then we could come down again, like the apples and so on, you know. So I think that we also got to bring in a little bit of the banking sector, you know, Goldman's and Morgan's and Bank of America and those sort of things, and just have a bit of an eye on that, because they're pretty much all going to go together when they, you know, when they're going to go. So let's go and have a look at this first. So really the low is this one here, so we really need to bring these across over to here, these bring it onto these lows here, which we should do now at this point. But I just don't know if that's it. There could be another low here. It can be an A and a B and a C wave up here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that. And then we're looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back. So we should pop up from here, but I don't know if it's the trend yet. That's the thing. It could be. I mean, you could go long, you know, above the 10 here with the little classic trading levels pattern, and, you know, and go up. So we'll probably go up, but how far will we, you know, what does that mean? Is that just another A, B, and C at this point? If we had this as, if we looked at this as the first impulse wave, and then wave 2 here, and then wave 3 and 4 and 5 here, and then we had the ABC pattern here, well, then that would be a different kettle of fish at that point. That, you know, then we would look to go long, then I would say, well, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, that means we're going to get another 5. That's going to put us on top of the 150. So if we've got this 5 here, we could buy between 110 and 120 on the pullback here, and then we could get some positions up here, and we can build on 150. We would have something at this point. All I've got so far from the low here is an impulse wave, so that means I will get another one, but we could also get that at that point. So that's fine to trade that here, but you'd also need, like I just mentioned, that little classic trading levels pattern. You can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming down here. 1, 2, 3, and ABC for 4 and 5. So we've got a little impulse wave here. So technically, you could go along here, and you could just look for another little. You look for a little classic trading levels pattern sitting here. Yeah, just sort of support there, buying new highs at that point. So that's all doable, and you get to the 120. It's probably a nice trade, really, but does it resolve the bigger picture, of a larger impulse wave up here? That I'm not quite sure about. I think it might, actually, but we're not there yet. It's kind of in line with the banks, and we go and have a look at the banks for a moment. So let me just get this charting program. I should put this onto the other one, but anyway, it's okay. So what I'm thinking is a little bit like Apple, really, but slightly different. But we've got wave 1 up here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to come back. We've only got 3 waves here so far, so that the market could go up from that point and move up at that stage. I understand that, but I'm just looking for a correction. The reason I'm looking for a correction, if I go to Goldman's for a moment, then with Goldman's, we've got a nice account up here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So that means that we've still got 3 waves here like the other ones, but I'm thinking, will we get 5 waves here, then 3, then 5? So a larger ABC pattern here for this. We're still under the 400 up here, so yeah. And this would be the same with the Bank of America as well. Just considering this being 5 waves up as well, squashing it in a little bit. But even so, like, if we were going to go long, I think we traded up here, but if we going long, we would look for the arrival, which we've got, the reaction. I'll just make it small here, but they would still need that first high above the level. That's what we would need, and then we'd need the ABC at that point. So that becomes our entry over here for this. So we're not there, we've just had the arrival reaction. So I don't know with this reaction how that's going to play out here. Slightly different. I can see that I could count this differently from Goldman's and so on, but I kind of want to bring them in together a little bit. So look, the main takeaway here is we don't have a trade set up here just yet, and I'm just sort of using Goldman's 5-wave move up here for this, and looking at, well, 3, 5, and 3 structure coming in. But yeah, I mean, I can still see that it's possible to head higher, but let's just see if we get let's see what this resolves first here, because this will be the A wave 1 here, 2 here. This is the 3rd wave here, all wave C. So we'll see a 4th coming back up here somewhere, and then a 5th here. So yeah, let's just see if we get 5 waves here first, because if we get 5 waves here, then we'll get 3 here and 5 over here, and we can pick it up over here. That's my game, and that will kind of be in line with Apple and the rest of the markets as well, and that might help Shopify, Square at that point as well. So yeah, we're getting there. We're just not quite sort of set up, we don't have that set up just yet. We're still falling into place. So alrighty, well, I'll leave it all at all of that, and yeah, so really just going back here to Apple for a moment, it's really the whole market will be looking something like this, a correction here and then another move down. So just keep that in mind with whatever you're doing, and yeah, don't get too excited about any sort of move up here. Just keep it, if you think that it's going to keep on going, and you could be right, well then just maybe have some smaller positions and look to continue to build. You don't need to, chuck it all at once, especially when we've got, Apple's, it's got a pretty clear sort of A wave occurring here. And if we get 5 waves here, that means we should get 3 here and 5 over here. So if that's going to do that, the rest of the market should be doing something like that as well. So, yeah, but anyway, they're my thoughts. So, alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.